Hey guys, I'm just about to start building the new SRX2 Gen 3 team car. So I'm going to go through step by step on how I've done it, show you what I do, and hopefully you enjoy building the car yourself, and any tips that I can give you, you will enjoy. So let's get cracking. Okay, on bag one, as you can see, it's the side rails and the front supports go on first. Now what I like to do when I'm doing these is I use a reamer just to help cut the plastic initially, because the serpent plastic is actually a very tough plastic. One of the nice little new upgrades as well that you can see what comes in the kit is you get an alloy front bulkhead now, whereas the previous car on the carpet and the dirt car came with plastic. So let's get this bit built. This is the first stage all done. Beautiful quality in the chassis, as you can see. Nicely hard anodized. Mounts for weights. Everything goes together absolutely perfect. Now when you're doing these little nuts here, the best thing to use, I found, is an old school Tamiya wrench, because they're a 5mm nut, so you're using that one there. Okay, this is bag 2, so it's doing a bit more of the front end. So shot tower mount in a ball stud links. So let's get all these fitted together. Okay, a little tip on building. As you can see, these little studs that stick up, if you use the tap like I showed you earlier on into these, they won't expand as much and break off if you ever have to change it. Okay. Okay, time for step 9. That's bag 3. So we're doing the steering hubs. One cool thing with these is you get all the Ackerman plates with it, so you can adjust the Ackerman for more or less. Well, I don't think you get on any other kit, as far as I know. There's the bag ready to be opened. As you can see, really good high quality bearings. So let's get this part built. One cool thing are these little top hats. What you put washers on them to adjust the height of your front spindle. But what is really good is when you put the screw in, it bolts down tight to the top all the way through. So when you look at they go in, so like that. When it bolts in, this then floats on them, so it never binds. Where I believe with other brands, when they use the fixed top hats, as soon as you screw it on, it pinches and you have to back the screws off slightly. With the Serpent, you don't have to. Another little tip, so when you're building these and you put in the screw into the back, to hold it steady, what I do is I just grab a wheel, what's got the 12mm hex inside, put the unit through it, so then once that's locked in place like that, tighten the screw and you can use the wheel to hold it while you nip it up. Neat, simple, gets the job done. We're now on to bag 4. What is step 10, step 11, step 12, step 13, 14, 15, 16, before we get up to the next step. Okay, So what we're doing now is we're putting the C-hubs onto the wishbones, then mounting them to the vehicle. So this is everything here. So you got the carbon fibre shock tower, the caster adjustment pills, front straight wishbones, turnbuckles, all the parts. We've also got the standard captive balls, but we are going to be fitting the Rude Bits titanium turnbuckles. Now these are the 3.5mm ones, so I've already pre-drilled all the centres of the ball joints. You do get the option of buying, get into focus, the drill bit, but what I've done is added a piece of tape to the drill bit so I know when to stop when I'm drilling into them. Also, I'll be upgrading the kit balls to the Rude Bits titanium ones as well, to give some little bit of bling, but also improve the smoothness of the suspension. Here we go. Little tip. We can get in the focus. If you get a little grub screw and put it in the hole that's not being used on here, it puts additional strength into this. So if you think when you're going into landing and you're hitting like side on, you've got a chance of forcing this out of here by adding the grub screw in. So already done that side. Adding the grub screw in puts the strength in this area here, so there's less chance of it forcing the actual threads out. Front end all done and complete now. What I have added is the Rude Bits, as you can see here, quick release shock mounts, and I've added the shock tower protector ready for its first run on the indoor season. Rude Bits 3.5mm titanium turnbuckles, front anti-roll bar installed, all done and looking sweet. Bag 5, step 17, 18 on, is the gearbox. New for the team car is you get the 78 spur, whereas you used to get the 82. As you can see, exceptionally high quality. One of the touches I do love with the Serpent cars, as you can see here, you've got this little screw mount at the top of where the pin goes in. What that's designed for is when the gearbox is built, if you ever have to change the spur gear, so the idler gear, what sits in there, undo the screw, you push the pin out, and then the idler gear can come out through the diff housing. Nobody else does that. That is a brilliant way of making the car easy to work on and keeping the maintenance down. Building the diff at the moment. One of the cool things with the diff from Serpent is it's dual sided. So from the top you've got the nice rubber gasket. You can see it's quite a small but very fine pitched teething, so the actual meshing is absolutely perfect, no shimming required. Then underneath, as you can see, it zooms in. There you go. It sits underneath as well on the other half. Advantage of that is when you come to clean the diff, you can take both sides off and clean the diff out thoroughly, so you don't have any different size weight oil in there when you need to redo it. And to give you an idea of the pitching, look at that, super fine. Again, build quality on this stuff is amazing. bag 7. As you can see, this is now finishing the rear half of the cap. So you've got your height adjusters for the diff, all the pills for the inserts, aluminium hangers, and the gearbox top as well. One of the things I do is use a little bit of wet and dry and just run around the edge of the pills so they just slot in smoothly. What I also do is where the numbers are written on them, I run a little bit of paint in them so that way when they're on the vehicle they're easier to see and I know what's going on. Little tip for what I do anyway is to make it easier to see what each pill is. I paint all the numbers up in them. So I just blob the paint on, then wipe off the excess so it fills in the gaps. The advantage of this then is it makes it easy to see what you're putting on. Okay. We're up to step 30 now, bag 8. So we're doing the left and right drive shafts and hubs. As you can see, we've got quite a variable adjustment of track width and height of the axle. And here are all the parts. As you can see, I've done my little thing of painting up all the numbers, that way they're easy to identify. And there we go. As you can see, I've jumped ahead a few spots, but look how beautiful this car is. You mean titanium turnbuckles, titanium ball joints, serpent spring steel drive shafts, ball raced anti-roll bar, alloy big bore shocks, rude bits, shock mounts, the new carbon fibre battery mount, absolutely beautiful car, isn't it? Well, thanks for watching and hope to see you trackside soon.